Hello again and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in Moultonborough visiting the Loon Center and Markus Wildlife Sanctuary. Located just above the north shore of Lake Winnipesaukee, the Loon Center was built in 1993 as a new home for the Loon Preservation Committee. Last weekend we went to go attend their annual Loon Fest, but unfortunately due to a mistake in my scheduling, we arrived at the end of it. I think they closed. We can check out the trail.
Yeah.
Since the afternoon forecast called for a chance of rain, I figured we should check out the wildlife sanctuary and trail before we head inside to check out some of the award-winning exhibits at the Loon Center. The trails are actually very easy and kid-friendly, and they're a loop, so you really can't get lost, although I do recommend you follow the flares and stay on the trail wherever possible. These trails put you right in the heart of a wildlife sanctuary, where there's plenty that you're going to see, from all kinds of things on the flora and fauna to different nesting grounds for animals and birds, like the loon. The whole walk felt so jungly, as it was lush and green, and then all of a sudden super swampy and wet and damp. There were a lot of spots that were very flooded out and muddy from the recent rain that we've had. And with the mud comes the one thing that I absolutely can't stand on the trails, which is the mosquitoes. So after a while of walking around, I was definitely over it, and Violet was so bitten even though she couldn't seem to feel the fact that she was getting bit by mosquitoes, so we turned back just before making it to the part of the trail that loops around the nesting grounds. But back at the Loon Center, there was plenty for us to see and do and learn about these beautiful birds that are so iconic in the state of New Hampshire. There are a few different taxidermied loon pieces in this exhibit and center that you can see, and unfortunately, you can hear about some of the ways they met their fate. The first taxidermy piece you see when you walk into the center actually passed away after consuming a piece of lead tackle. I think it's great to see the center offering an alternative because, believe it or not, this mason jar that they have on display is enough lead to kill every single loon in the state of New Hampshire. If you do decide to fish in places where loons are present, please fish responsibly.
Mom, that's where Pico goes.
It's easy to see why. A loon's powerful legs are located so far back in its body for swimming and diving that the bird has extreme difficulty walking on land. But when the pair are ready to mate and nest, the male will move on to the shore.
This is a safe floating house for loons.
Rainbow shine, caring for their feathers. They play in kind. During daylight, they watch the ball or crow and take advantage of.
Growing up, I always remember seeing loons and their chicks floating around on the lake and how special that was. It's sad to see how much these pairs have dwindled over the few years. I truly hope that the preservation and conservation efforts prove to be successful in helping loons continue to be a part of the ecosystem in the state of New Hampshire. As much as the soundboard was one of Violet's favorite parts today, I hope that she can still continue to hear the sounds of loons out in nature as she continues to grow up. Thank you for coming along and watching with us, and we hope that you too get a chance to spot some loons in the wild if you ever visit the state of New Hampshire.
There's always a dominant one. If food is scarce in the nursery